Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is us, Dragon's Greed Gaming, and you are joining us for episode 4 of Alien: Heart of Darkness. I'm back with the gang, as you can see. Everyone is here, and we are pumped and ready to go. As always, before we get started, be sure you stop by the old Facebook page before you get all the latest news for the show. Check us out over on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, iTunes, YouTube. Leave us those likes, those comments, those subscribes, those follows. Help us grow the show, grow the channel. Hopefully you're actually watching us on YouTube at this point, now that we're implementing cameras into our everyday routine. And be sure you check out our other show that's going on right now, Blades in the Dark, which is being taken care of by Aaron and Adam, along with some new friends to the channel. So those come out every Monday morning, and then Alien will continue to come out every Friday. So you got double shows to check out. And if you like the show that much, which you should, let's be honest here, then consider tossing some coins in the old Dragon's Hoard over on our Patreon. Get yourself early access to all of our episodes a week early. We got a monthly actual play series going on called the Drowned Dragon, Warhammer Fantasy AP series. Kyle over here above me, at least on Discord he's above me. I'm not sure he's on OBS. He does artwork every month, so you got cool stuff there. And we got all sorts of fun stuff in the works, so we're gonna have a second campaign going on the Patreon as well soon, so you can get double the bang for your buck. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So anyway, enough of that. As always, I'm chomping at the bit here to get back into some Alien, so I will dive right in. Let's go around with our usual introductions. Tell us who you are, who you're playing, anything else you want to tell the listeners, and if your vote has changed, if you think it's still going to be Navarre who's going to die first, because that seemed to be everybody's vote last week. So we will start it off to my left, my right, your left. No, it's the right. I don't know. Sean, tell us about yourself.
Yes, hello, I'm Sean. I am playing Professor Dr. Hedenstrom, the biologist. I'm not looking at my character sheet because I don't want to accidentally look at the Act 2 agenda.
You can't unless you actually open it. It's on your talents and skills page. But unless you click on that, it won't open, so you'll be fine.
Okay, so we're good. Okay, yeah. So yeah, playing Dr. Hedenstrom. You had pretty high stress last couple sessions, a lot going on. So I'm really excited to see what happens in this next act. And I'm still going with Navarre.
Okay.
Still thinking it's going to be Navarre.
All right, one for Navarre. All right.
Yeah.
Opposite corner of me, all the way from the Neon Swamp down in Texas, got our good friend who's in cosplay. The only one who actually cares about the production of this channel, Scaarr. Hello.
Yeah, I've got, I'm on Nostromo hat, but I don't know, I'm wearing my hobby apron and stuff.
Oh, well, from here it looks like you're wearing, like, blue-collar worker stuff, so...
I'll take it, yeah, rough
yeah,
neck.
you're roughnecking it up, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Sergeant Noor Sajaad. She's, security. She's tasked with trying to keep the, smarter people than she is alive. And spread the good word of the space beast. I think she's doing a good job of that. I think I almost got everybody on board with, accepting the end is near.
Is that what we're
going
for? Okay.
Especially Navarre, because Navarre is going to go first, I think. I feel like it's not going to be Sajaad because it's her job not to do this. But I feel like someone's going to put Navarre in front of them as a shield at some point, possibly. It seems like that's where the group's going.
I guess it depends. Does anybody have whatever talent the company agent gets where you can push other people in the way?
Shit.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sounds like a great talent.
Yeah, I don't think we actually have any company agents in the group, so maybe we're safe from that. So, all right, cool. Anything you want to tell us about the Neon Swamp?
First episode of our Deadlands campaign drops probably tomorrow on our YouTube channel. And if you want to catch it live, we're always live most Friday nights on Twitch.
Wonderful. Cool. Listeners and viewers, if you see me looking every which way, I'm up to 3 monitors now because I packed up my other PC, so I moved the monitor up here. So I've got lots of real estate now, and it's kind of overwhelming. And then over to the right, at the other end of the table, is the GM screen, which the cat is currently cuddled in front of. So I have like a good probably 12 feet of screens and or things I need to look at. So look at this awesome fucking turny chair. This is great. I love it. Awesome. Below me, you will see the man with the magnificent beard, the frog himself. Hello, sir.
Hello. I'm the frog, and I'm playing Captain Aloysia Lugar III. I'm gonna, I guess, kind of throw my hat over the fence and say I'm gonna be the first one to die. After the events of the last session, I feel like I'm just way ahead of Navarre in the race to the finish line, as it were.
Definitely. Yeah.
And that's about where I'm at.
Okay.
I guess outside of the game, my thoughts are somewhat preoccupied with how long I can go in the next few days without wearing shoes, because I was boiling a bunch of potatoes and moved the pot too fast, and a bunch like sloshed over like boiling water and hit me in one foot, and it made a big red burn.
Oh, jeez.
It's like pretty uncomfortable, but I'm okay just hanging out here. But it's like
You're using lots of aloe vera, right? My dad instincts are kicking in.
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Years ago, this was in just out of high school when I was not just out of high school, so shortly, a couple years after high school, I would just gotten out of community college and I was going to real college. I was at my girlfriend's house and I made a cup of like hot chocolate or something, and I picked up the mug, walked into the living room, and about halfway across the room to the living room, my dinosaur brain caught up, and I realized that this cup I was holding was boiling hot, right? It didn't seem like it would be the type that was, and it didn't have a handle, right? So like I rush over, I put it down, and like within like a half an hour, like the whole like section of my hand right here was just like a huge blister, and it was so painful that I had to I couldn't even fall asleep because it was constantly throbbing. So I taped a bag of ice to my hand, and that's how I was able to fall asleep. Because like I had it in like, I filled the kitchen sink when I got home with a bucket or just like with cold water, and I just kept my hand in there, and then it was fine. The second I took it out, man, it just kept like it was like being stung over and over. And then eventually like that blister popped and it peeled off and it was all raw. So like, oh man. Like it, and then the next day it was so bad it was still like on fire. I had to like call in sick to class because I was in art school, and it's like I like had one of my drawing classes today. I'm like, I can't actually hold a pencil right now or use my drawing hands, so I'm not gonna be coming today. That was fucking awful. So.
That's gross. I had a roommate in college. The same sort of thing happened to him, where he like was making some chicken dish in a frying pan and then put the pan in the oven and then just grabbed it by the handle when taking it out, and like ended up pretty much the same way.
Yeah, it was just weird how it didn't catch up to me for like a good like 20 or 30 seconds, and then it was like, oh, this is like really hot. It was so weird. So you're a tad bit loud, Froggatt. Can you turn your mic volume down just like a little bit, maybe? Yeah, maybe just pull that away a bit. Awesome. All right, next to Froggatt, we've got the Redbeard, our resident artist for every month. I'm glad to see her on camera tonight. We didn't have to put a still image. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, I started a new gig. I'm working in a warehouse, and of course, first week I immediately fucked up my foot. So it is up right now. So I look pretty comical. It's like to the side, like exactly that way.
Oh, we can't tell honestly at all.
No.
Yeah.
Good. It's a totally natural position. I feel great. But other than that, doing well. On the way to and from work, I've been rocking the old like high school playlists. So that's a lot of prog metal. So Dream Theater, Fates Warning, Shadow Gallery, Queensryche. I don't know what got into me, but just been deciding to do that. And tonight I will be playing the resident number one choice for insta death, Dr. Professor Hector Navarre. And I gotta say, I will be. It'll be easy for me to be in character because I feel 74 years old right now.
Do you think Navarre is going to be first to go?
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, I'm like I said last time, I'm not playing as such, but like we'll fucking see.
All right.
Because this dude is, I don't know. I don't think he's too long for this world.
Wonderful. Gotcha. You're a tad bit loud too. If maybe you could turn your mic down. You're hitting red a lot here on the audio thing. So.
All right. How about that? Mic check.
Yeah, it's way better. Way better. Okay. And last
Hooray.
but not least, I guess we should do sound checks before next time, but whatever. We're doing it live. Fuck it. Last but not least, our other resident doctor, our android, Dr. Lark. How are you?
That's right. I'm playing Dr. Lark, who doesn't seem to be stressing out too much, despite all the craziness. I think I'm doing okay.
I wonder why.
Think I'm gonna keep my vote on Navarre. It seems like a safe bet.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. I considered changing it, but I'm like, no. We're gonna stick.
What's your max health, Navarre?
Oh, let's take a look there. 3.
Okay, so you and Lugar have the same amount of health. I was gonna say
Yeah.
okay, but
Easy
Oh.
peasy.
yeah, I think my vote right now is for Lugar too, just because she got fucked up last week, so it's not a good day to be a captain. But
Be a human.
is it ever in Alien? So
It's never a good day.
no.
If they're telling a story and you're in it, it's a bad day.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am your host, the Great Unclean One. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us as always. I have continued to go through the packing of the house. There's not much left to do, just a few things here and there. Moved the third monitor up here today. Got a little more painting done for Zombicide. We're so close to having the core set done. We have like 3 sets of zombies left and we're finished, so hoping to get that done soon, at least probably in time for whenever the hell of our next game night's going to happen. And I think Orcs came out today for Old World. I wasn't able to go to the shop, but I got an Arcane Journal on pre-order, or waiting for me, and that sweet-ass Shaman from years ago, one of my absolute favorite models ever. And been looking at a lot of Beastman stuff, Eric, because I got that Beastman Vanguard box from Adepticon, so been looking at a lot of 3D printed stuff that I think I might use to supplement and give a nice chaotic look to the Horde. So I think that's what I'm going to focus on next, and really try to make sure they're all in the right base sizes and everything, and really, really old world it up, So, gonna be good stuff. Anyway, and also, I finally watched the last Full Metal Alchemist live action movie. Again, I just had it out in the background while I was painting and stuff.
How many are there?
There's 3, believe it or not.
3?
There's 3. Yeah, they came out
Why?
like back to back pretty much. So,
Oh.
I have to say, the third one I think is probably the best. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's long as fuck. But the second half of the movie felt like one long fight scene, which was pretty awesome. There was like so much shit happening. And I remembered a lot more of that stuff from the show, so maybe that's why I enjoyed it a little bit more. But I have to say, the casting for Hohenheim, fantastic. The casting for Colonel Mustang and for who else was the other one? The Prince from the China equivalent in their world, pretty good casting. And
Nice.
Who was the last one? Oh, Gluttony. Surprisingly, excellent casting, considering Gluttony's like a weird monster thing.
Yeah.
Pretty well done. So, General Olivier though, not great casting. You would not be able to tell that she is Major Armstrong's sister. They do not look alike.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to do in live action.
Well, the thing is it's a little jarring because they have pretty much a Japanese cast, right? Which
Right.
that's fine, but like the actress who plays Olivier looks very Japanese, and the guy who plays Armstrong does not. So it kind of looks like you have people that are two different races that are supposed to be biological children or biological siblings, and it doesn't look right, Also, Olivier is blonde hair, blue eyes, and this girl's I don't know if she's got a wig or it's her natural hair. It's not the bright blonde that the general has. So
yeah,
she didn't look very convincing, but yeah. Hohenheim and Colonel Mustang especially, they just took guys out of the anime and made them live action people. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, I didn't regret watching this one. It ended, so it was okay to put on in the background. I would say watch them if you like the show. They're not terrible, but they're not great. So take that for what it is. But that's about it. I think I can stop talking. Let's get to work here. So, last we left, as I turn on my notes screen and blow up the camera here. Last we left, things were not looking great for you guys. Things were getting a little out of control. You guys had met the warden of the station. After meeting the warden, you guys made your way through Deck F, the correction module. You first came across an area that was giving off high levels of radiation and had plumes of smoke indicating there were probably fires going on. You quickly left that area to avoid the radiation, made your way to another section of the correction module where you discovered several correctional androids locking inmates inside cells that had fires burning, thus burning these inmates alive. You quickly decided to leave that area as well. You managed to avoid detection and proceeded to make your way down to Deck G, which is the main concourse. Your goal here was to try to discover the object that was brought aboard. According to a report you found in Ops from the Science Officer Webb, he indicated that this is where it was taken. Unfortunately, on your way there, you came across two more of the security androids, and these ones mistook you, or perhaps because of the barcode on the back of Hedenstrom's neck, assumed you were all prisoners and tried to take you into custody. And when you resisted, they got 31st Century on you and started attacking. And a terrible fight ensued, where everybody was eventually panicking, and you did manage to bring one of the androids down to zero, blew off one of its arms, but it continued to give you problems and eventually gave a critical injury to Captain Lugar, who was dropped to 0 health and broken and suffered ruptured intestines. As everything was falling apart, a group of six inmates seemed to arrive from nowhere and assisted you guys. They finished off what was left of these two androids, just tearing them to pieces and fighting them off. And they offered to give you guys a safe place to stay and to meet their leader, Wix, which you quickly accepted. You followed them down to the next deck, Deck H, which is the factory complex. And it was here that you met more inmates, another 12, bringing the running total up to about 18 or so. And you met Wix, who used to be the station manager of Erebus. And she's a woman that looks like she's probably in her 60s or 70s. You patched up Lugar, took some time to rest, I think getting everyone's stress more or less down to 1 or 0. And Wix gave you her side of the story, explaining that it was actually the warden who vented everyone into space to stop the fires that were raging on the station months or years ago, and ended up framing her. The company believed him over her, and at that point they turned Erebus into a prison station in addition to its mining capabilities that it does. And at that point he was made warden, and Wix was put here under a life sentence, and now he is able to watch over her as the warden and as she puts it, to make sure she doesn't spill the beans on what actually happens. You all quickly sided with Wix after the psychoticness of the warden and how he seems more concerned with catching Wix and getting the station back under control versus dealing with all the fires that are raging on the station. And when she asked you guys if you would help, you agreed. At that point, you decided you guys needed to get the fires under control and then deal with the warden. You made your way back up towards Ops, having the prisoners wait the deck below the correction module. You're going to try to sneak past the correction module, get back up to Ops, vent these floors, these decks that were on fire, because another deck or two had gone out, so to speak. And yeah, at that point, you had run into an area that had some, what was it? Some radiation. You were planning to put the prisoners there, and that did not work out very well. So you then kept the prisoners out on the main concourse where you fought the androids, and you had them wait there while you went up. You were going to go check out the correction module again to try to grab some suits, and as you were doing that, a horrible, screeching howl echoed through the station, and charging around the corner came another creature, a black alien monster running on all fours with this elongated head and a weird kind of goblin shark mouth that like emerged as it opened its lips and hissed at you. And that marked the end of Act 2. And now we are on to... that marked the end of Act 1. So now here we are about to dive into Act 2. And just to give everybody a little refresher here, that is the creature. You guys don't know what it is, but some of us may recognize it is what is called a deacon from the alien universe. And that is where we're going to pick up and make sure I'm on the right... where are we at? I think we're on the correction module. Yes. I'll drag everybody over here. And I know the deacon is a little hard to see because it's a black token, but it's right here. And you guys are basically all around the ladder. And I think you were going to this suit storage just north of you to go grab some suits. Also, the cat is still with you. He's been following Hedenstrom around the whole time.
Okay.
So, any questions before we begin?
Those teeth are really nasty on the, just like the one row of regular ass teeth.
They are.
In front of the jar.
They definitely are.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that being said, you know what time it is, folks. It is time to begin a new encounter. Why can I not... Am I on the wrong screen again? Something is not right here. Oh, there we go. Okay. I forgot how to play the game. That's the problem. Okay. Everybody please add your tokens to the combat tracker. Roll your initiative, or draw your initiative as it is in this game. Rock some battle music. We will start this.
High is good or...
High is bad.
High is bad. Okay.
High's bad.
Let's hit that low.
Good old Hedenstrom.
Oh, hold
Alright.
on. I'm getting double music. Hold on, I have to turn off the music in my... That is trippy as fuck.
Somehow, Navarre has those fucking lightning reflexes of an old man. He saw that 60-cent coffee, and he was just zooming, ready to go grab it. Those early deals.
Oh no!
All right. Are you guys ready?
Oh man.
Take that as a no.
Yeah.
No.
Never rolled it enough.
Yeah.
We're all gonna
no.
die.
Couldn't even fucking beat some droids.
What is
Some
going on with
robots.
my music here? Hold on. What the fuck? Sorry guys, my music is all jacked up here. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Weird. Alright. Sorry, listeners and viewers. Now I gotta get used to using triple monitors. Okay. Not sure what's going on. Whatever. Alright. Okay, you guys are somewhat lucky. The alien is not going first. We're starting it off with everyone's vote to die. Professor Navarre at initiative 2. What do you do?
Charge into
Well-
melee combat.
Yeah. I think he's gonna do a total Professor Navarre move, and is there a way I can aim over the shoulder of Dr. Lark?
Yeah, you're not engaged yet, so you can go for it, man.
Alrighty. Yeah, that's definitely gonna be the play. He's literally just gonna like reach over and and shoot and keep her body in front of him.
All right. Are you saving your fast action, or are you going to use it to aim?
Ooh. No, he'll use it to aim.
Okay.
Is that an extra
Extra 2 dice.
deal? Extra 2 dice. Oh shit. Well. Fuck.
Oh, it's okay. You can just roll 2 more.
Okay. 2d6.
You got it.
Okay. 1 damage is 1 damage.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Do you want to push? Also,
You know
did
what?
everybody take a point of stress when this thing showed up?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the,
Okay, I thought
That's
we
fine.
did
that's the
that.
thing we did right before.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna push.
Oh man.
Poor choice.
Or not. Great choice.
All right.
Okay, you have an extra stunt. What do you want to use it for?
Don't sound so disappointed.
Hey,
Successes.
Well, if you push, I
Um,
think you still get the 2 extra again if you want to roll those.
that's
Oh.
correct. Correct.
Thank you, Frog.
Because those
Or-
did not come up as successes, so
Yeah.
they still don't.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Can I use it for extra damage?
Yes. Is that gun
Okay.
armor piercing? Remind me that pistol.
Oh, let me double check. The Wrexham RXF Eva pistol. I don't know where it says.
Oops. It's in the description if you hit the edit button. Go ahead. And
Oh.
delete that. Oh, can't delete this.
Armor piercing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I will roll its armor. I meant to only roll half of that. Sorry. It's armor piercing. My bad. Still gets 1. Okay, it takes a point of
All right.
damage, and it shrieks in pain, but it continues to charge towards you guys.
Ah! Kill it! Kill it!
Captain Lugar, it's closing in. It's fast.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to shoot it also with my Wrexham RX M5 EVA pistol. I think I am going to aim first as well.
All right. Firing line, often the first action in a combat in this game.
All right.
Add those
go.
2 bonus dice. Nice roll.
Boom. All right, 2 is good.
I've never seen
gonna-
this before. All your stress dice came up as successes, so
So if he pushes, the only one that could
push
you know,
it.
Yeah,
cause a
that's
problem would be the
low-
new one that he gets
low,
pushed.
low chance of panicking.
Yeah.
But is it worth it?
No, I think I'm gonna take the 2 because it does allow me to do the thing I want, which is do normal damage, and then I have one stunt which for ranged says I can say shoot the opponent in the leg, the opponent falls to the ground or is pushed back.
Okay.
For example, through an airlock. I mean, I don't see why that second thing would happen, but mainly I'm just trying to slow down its advance here.
Oh, you have a choice. So the way I like to do the push is you can push it away one zone. So you can either push it into the next zone, which would move it into this hallway. So basically the zone is broken up by the door here, in which case it would take a full action for it to move and get into combat. Or you can knock it prone, which means it has to spend one of its actions to stand. So it's really just depends how you want to slow this thing down.
And when you say one of its actions, that would be like it stands and then moves into combat either way. I guess.
Correct, but it would not be able
Bad.
to attack because it remember, it gets its normal 2 actions every time it acts in initiative.
Yeah.
So it would either have to move, or get up and move in order to get into combat. But either way, if you push it or knock it prone this turn, it's not going to go until its next initiative. I should say it won't be able to attack until its next initiative.
Yeah, it's
like
going
that.
right after me. I'll just say knock it down.
Okay. So then on its turn, it gets up. As you shoot it, you hit one of the legs. It like goes spiraling into the wall, shrieks again. You end up doing... I gotta roll armor first, because that might... see if it actually takes any damage. It does. Okay, so it takes another point of damage, and it crashes into the walls. It kind of goes sliding out of control. It's got to kind of reorient itself. It picks itself back up on all fours. That's one fast action. Uses its second fast action to get into combat. We'll roll a d6 here and see what's going to attack. And if I roll a 6, I'll pick, and I'll just go on my little chart here in Foundry, top to bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4 is Sergeant Sajaad, so it's going to move into combat with you. And then it is Dr. Lark's initiative at initiative 5. So the rest of you are not currently engaged with this thing, just the Sergeant is.
Okay, so I can aim and still shoot it.
Yes, because
Without
remember,
penalty.
if you don't aim, well, you don't panic. So I guess with the way that we do our firing into combat rules, you don't actually risk hitting the sergeant, which I think makes sense for an android. So, but if you aim, you'll get the bonus dice.
Are we in 0G right now?
No, the 0G is in this long hallway, the causeway.
Okay.
That would be terrifying.
Okay, so then I will, I guess, draw my pistol and shoot.
Okay, the firing line continues. I like to imagine you're all just standing there with your pistols out like a bunch of badasses, like in a perfect.
So then would I
row.
still get the 2 dice for aiming?
You do, yes. Yeah. Okay. One success. Is it enough to do some damage? It is 3 points of damage on this thing, but it is still kicking. It is taking quite the beating, though. Unfortunately, Sajaad, it rushes up to you. We're going to do its attack roll here. I'll leave it open. Oh my god, it goes right for the 6. Snap Shredder. The Deacon makes its hook jaw attack with 1 alteration. Once latched onto the victim's limb, the Deacon immediately snaps its extended jaw back into its mouth. The victim is attacked using 8 base dice, damage 2. If the attack causes damage, it automatically inflicts critical injury 54 or 55, which I'm pretty sure is broken and or severed leg or arm. The victim's limb is shredded and severed in the process. This attack causes a panic roll. Alright, before we do anything here, Sajaad, in the little chat log, do you guys see the little icon that shows 8 dice were rolled for this thing?
Yeah.
Are you able to click on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys see its dice results?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I know we've been keeping opposed rolls secret, but I don't really know if that's a house rule or not, or if that's how the game is supposed to be done. I guess against the alien, because you can get instant death, it's a little bit more fair to let you know. So it's got 3 successes on you right now. What do you want to do?
What were the rules with blocking with an item?
As long as you have an object that's large enough, so handheld or larger, you can give up one of your fast actions to block and make an opposed close combat. Every success you roll will cancel one of its successes.
So, yeah, I'll use my stun baton.
All right. Good luck.
Yes.
We
need it.
We need the critical chart here. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, so what was it? 54 or 55 is severed arm or severed leg. So, Godspeed, as they say.
Buffin, man, I'm gonna try to sacrifice my stun baton, and I've got my Evo suit on apparently still, so I've got 8 armor.
Oh. Nice. Okay.
So here's my close combat roll. Come on, no whammy. Fuck, I'm pushing.
No whammy,
Yeah.
but no successes. Ooh.
I gotta push
No
that.
whammies
That's-
at all.
Oh, no, this is where you push.
Oh!
Oh, nice, awesome.
Holy shit!
Okay, now if you go to your stunts tab, you can actually do additional stuff even though you are not attacking this thing. So you need 3 to block it, which you do. You have 2 extra successes. What would you like to use them for? I think you could do counterattack and fucking smack this thing.
Can I? Sorry,
I think
did
that's
not
one.
have that one.
Yeah, real quick,
close
Chris,
combat.
where is the stunts?
On
Is
your
there a stunt list?
on your skills tab, if you click on the little wrench next to the skill name, it'll bring up the stunts that you can do.
Gotcha. Thank
And
you.
keep in mind, those are just the official ones in the game, but if you can come up with something else, feel free to ask.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's see. We got maneuver. You can trade initiatives. That's pretty fancy.
Yep.
Knock a pull weapon down. Your opponent's knocked to the ground. You hold your opponent in a grapple. So I don't see anything about a counterattack though.
I thought there was. Hold on. Book is here, real quick. That's why we've got this combat. Look at that. Look at those tabs. You see those sexy tabs right there? That's how you do a rule book. All right. This is the con special. This book's falling apart, man. You can tell this is my
You can
favorite
just
game.
use your extra stunts to just do like 2 points of damage.
Well, that's on an attack roll. He's not attacking, he's defending. Skills. That's probably it. Close combat. Blocking, page 92. Oh, okay, so it's specifically for blocking. That's why it's not on that list. So for every success you roll, you can remove one of the enemy's successes. If they're left with no successes, the attack misses. This can be done multiple times, which you did. You can disarm your enemy, which he doesn't have any weapons, can't do that. Or counterattack. You perform a counterattack, dealing damage to the attacker equal to the damage rating of your weapon. You cannot spend additional successes to increase the damage of your counterattack, and you can only do that once. So in essence, that 5th success is wasted, but you can use the 4th one to do a counterattack and do the base damage of your weapon to this thing. Which is what?
Can I also switch initiatives?
Yes,
I
you
do
can do
both.
that. Absolutely. Yes.
So let's switch initiatives. So I'm
I assume you want to take the 5?
higher up.
Oh, there's a swap
yeah.
initiative button. How does this work? Oh, I can just pick? Oh, but the alien doesn't show up in the list. Well, that's a worthless option.
You're right.
You can it says you can swap with an enemy, right?
Yeah, you outmaneuver
Yeah,
your
yeah,
enemy
yeah.
and trade initiative scores. See page 87.
Yeah, it only lets me pick the other PCs. Wait, what if I pick swap initiative for the creature? There we go. Okay, Sajaad at 9. Let's see if this works. Foundry magic.
Hey.
Did it
looks
work?
Like it did.
It did. Okay.
Nice.
so.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, because you were both at 5, so put you. Yep. Okay. So it did that one, and then how much damage is the Sun Baton?
The base damage is just 1.
Okay, so rolling for its armor. Okay.
And
Yep. Now it's got to
if
take
it
the
takes
stamina
any
test.
damage, it has to do a stamina. Yeah.
Okay, aliens don't have a stamina value. Thanks, game.
Oh. So they just are automatically stunned. That's
They
how
just
it
die.
works,
They
right?
just fucking die.
Yeah. It explodes in non-acidic blood.
I guess we'll roll its armor value. That seems fair.
I'll get my power roll out of the way too.
Okay. Good to go. All right. It does pass the stamina roll. It doesn't say anything about whether or not aliens are immune to the stunning, so we'll assume you can shock it, I guess. Okay, so it is not stunned, but you have done another point of damage. It looks very hurt. It's slowing down, and that is all of its initiatives at this point. So, Hedenstrom, your turn.
I guess he's gonna fucking run up yelling with his stun baton because he lost his only clip of ammo for his gun, and he is going to try to bash it with his
Love it.
3 strength.
Navarre would be like, throw the cat at it.
Oh,
All right, I guess we'll fucking push. We'll see what happens.
doing the push.
Yeah, 1 success.
Is it enough?
Let's see.
Armor roll coming up. Oh, 3 successes.
Oh.
It cares not, sir.
It literally parries me. Oh my god.
Eric, you're the expert on this. Does it still... It still takes the stamina roll, right? We determined last game? As long as your close
Has to
combat
take
attacks
damage.
success? Or did it
Has
take
to take
damage?
I think it has to take damage.
Okay, alright. It does not then.
Let me roll my power.
You strike this thing, and it turns at you. And even though it has no eyes, it's giving that look of, you fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, you run
And
out
I
of a
lost
point of
my
power.
power.
Yeah, you definitely fucked up.
Fuck me.
Oh, man.
On to round 2. Navarre.
Yeah.
Friends are fighting for their lives. What do you do?
He will once
Friends.
again aim
Okay.
and fire. Let me do this the right way this time. So I get 2 extra, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And here we go.
Wow. You rolled so many
mean-
dice and no successes.
I mean, we're gonna push.
12 dice, that should have been 2. Oh,
Ah,
there's...
fuck.
Uh-oh.
Okay. You drop your item, but it's
Okay.
not 10 or more, so your action still succeeds. You have 4 successes. What do you want to use your stunts for?
So I can like divvy them up, right? So I could do like 3 damage and do the stagger thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I think Navarre would start aiming low, and then pop it like repeatedly, higher and higher until he like flips out and drops the gun. And yeah, so we'll do 3 damage to it, and then stagger it.
Are you gonna remember? You can push it, or you can knock it prone.
We'll knock it prone.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if it survives, because it might not. I mean,
Oh.
3 damage. Pull the curtain back a little bit. It's got to roll 3 6s here to live. It only rolls 1.
Ooh.
You guys see Navarre aiming between all these bodies that are moving, fighting this thing. It's slashing and thrashing about. You hear another gun go off. Bam, 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 and then click, click, click. And then a clunk when it hits the ground because it falls out of his hand. but your shots strike it multiple times. It shrieks in pain, staggers back a little bit. It's slowing down. You see blood pumping out of its side. It takes a slash at you guys, but it's so slow at this point you're able to back away, and it misses, and it lets out another like weak screech, and then as it tries to swipe at you one last time, Hedenstrom, it collapses to the ground in a heap and ceases moving, and it is well and truly dead.
Hell yeah.
Well done! The sergeant's life flashed before everyone's eyes there for a moment.
Talk about how Navarre's rolling like 15 dice.
Everyone can reduce their stress by 1 when you dispatch this thing and see that they are, in fact, killable, whatever this thing is.
It
bleeds.
Yeah.
The combat.
Saying,
is
if
gonna
it
come to
bleeds,
a-
you can kill it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Switch the music here. So, you slay the creature. It eventually ceases moving. Everybody gets their nerves back together, collects whatever items they dropped, and once again, it is quiet here in Erebus Station.
Yeah, Lugar hustles over to the emergency station to try to grab some armored suit. It's like, I'm not gonna be exposed to this bullshit for another second if I can avoid it. I need a little bit more material between me and the absolute madness going on in this station.
All right. As you run over and you start putting on a suit, probably Sajaad and Hedenstrom, so you guys are kind of up front where this thing ran in. You notice there's a shape in the shadows moving from the hallway towards you guys. And you brace yourselves, expecting, oh no, it's another monster, it's another creature. But instead, what you see is not one of these aliens, but instead it is one of the biomechanical beings that you saw earlier. Tall,
Dragon.
lithe, very elegantly again. You can't tell if it's floating or just moving so gracefully. It's very confusing in your minds. But it steps through the doorway. Not hostile, not aggressive in any manner, very majestic almost. You do all notice, eventually as you all see it, it is not the same one that you guys saw earlier, especially Lugar as you're putting your suit on. You've got, your legs in the pants of the suit, and as you're about to zip up the top part, you look up and you see this thing walking around the corner. It does not look like the same one. You don't see that same tattoo, and it doesn't have, kind of like the breasts that the other one did, indicating that this one might be like a male. It looks a little bit bigger, a little bit more muscular, but it has that same blend of organic and biomechanical parts. It walks into the room, looking at you, Hedenstrom, and then to you, Sajaad, very, very slowly. It looks down at the creature, turns its head as if it's perhaps confused or contemplating it, and then it looks back to you all. And when it does, you all get some flavor text. We love that
shit.
here.
Oh no.
In your mind, all of you can see flashes of all sorts of strange things. Hard to make out at first, but eventually they become images that you can make out. The creature reaches out in a very non-violent manner, and without any sort of malice, it places its hand on your arm, Hedenstrom. And when it does this, all of you instantly get this burst of something in your mind. Images of grotesque and morbid beauty flood your mind. A flesh and metal tree twists in a surreal landscape, its bark made of 1,000 writhing faces. Blue sky fades to white. Black vines dig in gray soil, birthing a ribbed landscape of swelling bronchi and pulsing aortas. The tree grows ripe and rots. Pollen explodes everywhere, choking off life, mutating whole forests. The planet's surface becomes a crisscross of wriggling tree limbs, grasping and closing off the sky above them. The world explodes. Spiked trees impale other worlds, starting the process over again and again. A broken genetic code appears in your head, an incomplete formula. One of you knows it, the 26 Draconis strain. But which one of you is it? It doesn't matter, because now you all know it. A wave of forest rolls over this new world. It bears down on you. You give the formula to the perfected. The wave strikes, but grows around you instead of through you. In one way, shape, or form, the message is clear to you all. Give this thing to the perfected and be spared. Do not, and die. Everybody gains a point of stress as their minds are flooded with these mental, perhaps psychic images. The creature takes its hand off your arm, Hedenstrom, and steps back, looking over all of you for a moment. It appears to be waiting. What do you all do?
Back up.
Yeah, finish suiting up, I guess. What Lucy's doing.
Scaarr, you're muted.
Sorry, I was saying, yeah, like as soon as she or it lets go, Sajaad kind of slowly puts her arm up in front of you, Sajaad, to try to ease you back away and get you behind her and get between you two.
Great, love that. So slide back over here.
We still can't look at our agenda, right?
I think now is a good time. Everybody can look at their Act 2 agendas.
I feel like it might be important.
Yeah, that's a good point. Also, everybody gains a story point. I think you all have done what you can to try to accomplish your Act 1 agendas. Remember, you can spend a story point for any roll. It gives you an automatic success on that roll. But you still have to make the roll itself, so it doesn't cancel it out. So you make a roll, and then you just be like, I'm going to use a story point and get an automatic success, in addition to whatever else you rolled.
Nice.
And I believe I need to give someone another extra story card. So, I'll tell you once I add that. Yes, I do. Okay, just a moment.
I guess, okay, I read my agenda. I guess Sajaad would say, kind of in a freaked out, like, low tone, hesitant manner, did the Dark God send you?
There is another flash of imagery in your minds. Primarily you, Sajaad, but all of you get the same imagery. You see images of these tall, massive beings that they're humanoid, they're bipedal. They look like they're probably about 8, maybe 9 feet tall. Their skin is kind of a pale white. Their heads are completely bald, not a single strand of hair anywhere on them. They have large, black, almost soulless eyes. And the ones that you see, you can't tell if they're wearing suits or armor, or maybe if it's part of their body, but whatever's from the neck down fully encloses the rest of their body, and it kind of looks biomechanical like this creature's skin. But again, you can't tell if it's a suit or if it's this being's skin. You get flashes of these creatures in your mind. You see them on another world you've never seen before. You see massive statues of basically busts from the neck up, and the statues are of these perfectly carved, almost copies of what this creature's head looks like. These big, massive, bald heads. You also see inside some structure. You don't know where you are or where this thing is. You see this structure, and the walls are lined with thousands of strange-looking urns. Hundreds and thousands of them. You also see a ship. It's kind of the shape of a horseshoe. A U-shaped ship, massive. You see images of that taking off, breaking atmosphere, and flying out into space. And then those images subside. One of you has gained an extra agenda story card. Be sure you look through your agendas. You might have to scroll through, because you probably have so many of them now, so... That is appears to be your answer, Sergeant. It's
Well,
not. You can take that however you wish.
Nor sounds like she's almost on the brink of tears, and says in a quivering tone, quietly, "Yes. Yes."
The creature's
after-
still standing there, looking over, kind of just passing its gaze between each of you, slowly just looking over you guys if it's still waiting.
After suiting up, Aloysia asks if they were once a member of the crew of the Cronus as well as...
You return, again with images in your mind, mostly to Captain Lugar, but all of you get fleeting glimpses of this, including the android. You're not sure how this is happening, Dr. Lark, but you get these images as well. You return to the world where you see these statues. You see a ship, very clearly a human ship, land on this planet. And you can tell, you recognize it immediately, Lugar. You see the side of the ship. It says U.S. CSS Cronus. You see several people get out in spacesuits, clearly scientists and typical people from a starship. Eventually, image changes. You see these people are inside some structure. You think it's the same structure that you saw these urns in, but it's a different room. There's some sort of massive device. Mechanical pieces everywhere. You can tell it's mechanical. It's metal of some sort, perhaps. It almost looks kind of like what you guys saw growing in the hallway, but this it looks, it's got a form like it's bioorganic, but you can tell it is very much machinery. It's a device, but it looks, the way it's designed, it's not like what you guys are used to. It's not big, boxy with sharp edges. It's got, flowing edges, rounded, very, almost beautiful in a way, very serene. The people, the crew, you're assuming from the Cronus, are messing with this device. They're looking at it, they're investigating it, they're climbing up on it, things like that. The next thing you see is a star out in space, and it begins to react violently, as if you're imagining perhaps it's dying or going supernova. You see the planet that these people are on begins to break apart, and the last thing you see is the Cronus taking off away from this planet into space. However, as it goes past the camera, you notice at the back end of the Cronus there's a component that appears to be missing. You're not sure what it might be, but some ships do have detachable modules on them. It does not appear to be attached to the Cronus as it breaks away from the planet. Oh, I should also point out, I can't forget this. When you see these crew getting out, you can't make out anybody's features or names. But there is one name badge on one of the suits that you see, and it says A. Lugar. And then the vision ends.
Can I slowly move closer to kind of get a better look of both the alien we killed and the new being?
Sure. Yeah, it's still standing in the same place. It still appears to be waiting.
Does it react if I move closer to it?
It's looking at you, primarily. But it's still a little confused, almost interested. You also get the sense that it's still waiting.
Can I just, start investigating the body and see if I can take some samples for research?
Sure. Yeah.
Just wipe things off.
In particular, you notice the creature looks to Dr. Lark, Professor Navarre, and to Hedenstrom, as it appears to be waiting.
So, can you summarize? This is a lot to take in. Can you summarize its request more or less?
So, what you're able to piece together is this thing wants something called the 26 Draconis strain. And from the images in your head, you saw a broken genetic code, an incomplete formula. Apparently, these creatures, which for somehow, some way, you know are the perfected, want that formula. And they want you to get it for them.
Okay.
Where would we find this Draconis strain?
Once again, flashes of imagery. This time, very strong in everyone's minds, not just Hedenstrom's. Your mind is flooded with the image of what looks like a rib cage, and it slowly begins to open. Inside, you see a black beating heart thumping and thumping and thumping. And the image moves closer and closer until it seems like you actually go through one of the open valves of this heart. And then the image subsides. The creature looks over you all, and then it turns and begins to disappear down the hallway. Eventually, it is out of sight. It disappears in the shadows.
Security mobs are not doing a good job on this level, by the way. What the fuck? Okay.
If I follow it, can I follow it, or does it just disappear like too quickly out of sight?
If you try to follow it right away, you can. I mean, are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just, like, chasing after it?
How fast is it moving?
It doesn't appear to be moving particularly fast.
Yeah, I'd probably not be sneaky.
Okay.
Like, just kind of follow it down the hallway.
Alright. Well, you get maybe a quarter of the way down the hallway. And again, remember, this hallway is 0G. So, at this point, it's really hard to tell if the creature was walking or floating. Obviously, it's floating now. And you get within maybe about 10 or 15 feet of this thing. It stops, and it turns towards you. Looks at you for a long moment, and then you notice a few shapes come out of the darkness. You see one climbing on the ceiling, another one emerging from a vent somewhere. You see two more of those creatures that you just fought. They stop in between you and the Perfected, and they growl. The Perfected looks at you. What do you do?
Slowly back up.
Eventually you see the Perfected turns, continues down the hall, and the two creatures subside back into wherever they were hiding. And unless you follow, the creature does eventually disappear out of sight.
I think I learned my lesson from following.
Yeah, that's good.
So, I mean, if nobody else followed me after it, I guess I would report back and say that it's being protected by those creatures.
Yeah, nobody else would have saw the creatures. They just saw Dr. Lark go down the hall, obviously following this thing, and then eventually you could see Dr. Lark's body language where she... I mean, it's hard because she's floating because it's 0G, but you can tell she, like, obviously is trying to be cautious as she moves backwards cautiously and then returns.
And then I'd like to take a closer look at the creature that's dead and see if there's anything I can, like, determine about it. Weak spots.
Unless you have the analysis talent, I think that's the only one that'll really give you more information.
No, probably not.
I have that one. I think Navarre would want to get a closer look at the thing.
Sure.
Real quick, does panic resolve after combat is over, or should I stay panicked?
That particular panic does not remains in play, so you can get rid of that one.
Okay.
Otherwise, they last for a turn. So if
Gotcha.
it was, you'd still be suffering it, but that one goes away immediately.
Okay, and so analysis is just an observation roll?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Welcome to Act 2.
Oh,
boy.
Fuck.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, you keep it
yeah.
together. You got 3 successes. That's
cool.
pretty good. Okay, what would you like to ask?
There's
a list in the talent, and then you can also just...
Yeah.
You can ask other questions, too, if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up. Let's see. I suppose a couple I could ask were maybe how old it is, what problems it could cause, and then if there's any like maybe weak points we could aim for.
Okay. While you're guessing, this species of creature has probably been around for a while, you get the sense that this one is relatively new. It doesn't seem that old. But yeah, the species is, it's like looking at a juvenile shark. A shark's been around forever, right? But this particular shark, you feel it's probably younger. Problems it can cause. It appears to be very aggressive, incredibly dangerous, and very, very fast. However, they are small. They are not very big. They're about a little bit smaller than a human, but they don't appear to be very robust or tough. And your guns seem to do an okay job on it. You think just concentrated firepower, or perhaps maybe fire might work. Most animals don't like fire. If nothing else, it might be a good deterrent. So.
Okay.
And you can tell its exoskeleton, so to speak, its skin, its carapace is hard, and it was certainly absorbing some of the shots, but you feel if you had heavier firepower, it probably wouldn't be great. And your guns seem to do an okay job on it, so.
Okay.
But yeah, its jaw looks like, and its mouth and teeth and everything look like its primary method of attack. And it looks like it can do some serious damage. And you probably see where it bit Sajaad's arm or leg. It didn't puncture your suit, but it fucked it up. There's bite marks in it, there's claw marks.
Well, and we've, because of Dr. Lark's encounter, we've determined that these, these evolved beings have some sort of control over them. So there's some...
That's what she claims.
So there's some semblance of intelligence.
At this point, the station shakes violently. All of you are thrown to the ground, and you can feel like G-forces pressing against your body. You all can feel like something in the station kind of powers up, so to speak. You hear an automated system go off, saying a warning about a gravity pull from the black hole. And then you hear emergency thrusters engaged. Lugar, you would know, having been here, this station, and lots of space stations, but especially this one, they have thrusters on the outside that are meant to reconfigure the station if it starts to get pulled out of its orbit. And that it appears to be what happens. This happens for maybe a good 30 to 60 seconds, as the whole place is shaking violently, but then everything seems to calm down and subside. Then there is an incoming message on your comms. Appears to be from your ship.
Are you there? I will check that. See if we have an update from Gray or any of our shipbound comrades.
Yes, it is indeed Gray. It's actually a Jiri who gets on the line, but he says, Captain, Captain, are you there? It's a Jiri.
Yes, hello. What's the update? How are things on the ship? We just experienced a gravity pull.
Gray is still checking things out and trying to make progress here, but Drabakowski's gone missing.
Missing? They just wandered off?
She had mentioned she wanted to find the mother system on the ship. On the station. Try to find out what's been happening here. I'm going after her. I can't let her go out on her own.
Weren't we just at operations? Was there anything there that we needed, or?
I think we're going to operations.
We're going back to
you
operations.
haven't
Dude.
made
Because we're gonna go vent
Yeah.
everything and stop the fire.
I guess when I say we were just at operations, I guess I mean in like the second session or whatever.
Yeah, that's been probably at least an hour or two at this point, probably longer, since you were there.
Yeah.
They going back through
Well,
the
with the
radiation.
I think
or what?
Navarre would be like, and with the emergence of all these new creatures, we should double check and see if they've got anything research off the books.
Jiri.
Because there's something going on here.
Clearly.
If anyone is going off by themselves, they need to make sure they have a weapon. We know there's hostile creatures now, for sure. In addition to these synths that are malfunctioning, maybe going off alone at all is not the wisest idea. We're heading up to operations. We could probably rendezvous.
Sergeant, I can't let her go on her own. The more time I sit here wasting, the further away she's gonna get. I can't let anyone else get hurt.
Where are you planning on going? Where is this main system at?
Mother is down on, or maybe it's up. Hold on, I don't remember where exactly it is. I gotta find it. Well, that's where daughter is. Yeah, there's a daughter computer system too.
God, this story is great. It's like it really feels original compared to anything I've played so far.
I feel like I remember Mother is lower in the ship, but I don't recall where. No.
She's going to Mother. Captain, can we not operate the system from Mother? Like, I figured that would be transcend the ops. I don't know. This is all technical stuff that's out of my territory, but I don't want anyone else to get any more hurt. She says, looking at you. I think you were the one that was critically injured, right?
It was
Yeah.
the captain.
Yeah. I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
Yeah, I'd certainly love to avoid that as well. And I don't know. I thought we had a good start from where we stopped at operations, but if there's more information to be had, we absolutely should rendezvous with them and see what we can find.
Yeah, if we can get the same job done and, keep people from, she says loudly, going off by themselves, I would prefer us to make sure that everybody's safe.
Yeah, with these creatures just roaming the station, we absolutely can't be.
Mother is on Deck C, the Health and Wellness Center. which is one deck below ops.
Oh, so it's on the way.
Jiri says,
Well,
Might as well stop.
Fine, I'll meet you there then, whoever wants to join me. But I'm going to try to catch up to her. Jiri out.
All right, let's get up there. We need to catch up, and there's no time to waste with these fires raging.
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to stop for our break here. So, listeners, viewers, as always, get yourself some Dr. Pepper. I'm going to grab a little bit of food in a second here, and we will be back. Also, I meant to point out, I'll have to check the name, but I was actually able to check some of the reviews that people have left, like on Apple Podcasts and stuff. I don't get, like, updates for those, so this was probably, like, from, like, a year or two ago. But the guy who left a message was like, 3 stars, it's awesome, but, like, fuck these ads, right? Because I just put the ads at the beginning and the end, and then I just put one right in the middle. But I know it's very abrupt. So, random listener, viewer, whoever name you are, I'll look it up. You probably don't even listen to the podcast anymore, but if you ever do, everyone will be happy to note that I'm actually going to put some extra effort in for you folks. So, when we do our break, there's going to be some ads, and then we'll come back after our break. So it won't just cut off in the middle of us talking. It's just more shit I have to do, and I'm going to be quite frank. You know, the last 2 years, I don't got time for that. But for you folks, and someone pointed it out, I do. So
That is a big pain in the neck.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll do it on Kyle's show, or not Kyle, Aaron's show as well on Blades in the Dark, starting on like episode, I think 2 or 3. So, yeah. So we'll be back. Listen to some ads. No idea what they are. I've heard people bitch about the ads, like, oh, people who have these ads, I'm not going to support this. Look, I don't pick the ads, okay? Spreaker does it all for us. I don't know if they're like toting, like, you know, plasma weapons or
bullshit.
right-wing nonsense, or, you know,
Come on down to
you know,
Clancy's puppy killing farm.
yeah, or if it's
Kill
like,
all
you
the
know,
puppies you
One
want.
for the whole family.
exactly, or if it's like, you know, a Sarah McLaughlin, you know, Eyes of the Angel ad. So, whatever the ads are, I have nothing to do with them, and they give us a tiny little bit of money, so fucking deal with it. If you don't want to listen to ads, then go sign up for the Patreon and get us more money, and then we don't have to worry about ads. So there's that too. But until then, there will be ads, and we will get like our $20 every 3 months for them, and you will deal with them, and you'll fucking
that's
like them.
not that bad, actually. $20 for 3 months?
It's very minor. It's very minor.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, listeners, when I do the ads on Spreaker, if I do the auto optimization, it puts like 15 ads throughout the thing at random intervals. And I listened to an episode, it was unlistenable. It was just like every like 5 minutes. It was awful. So we're taking a cut out of our cut for you. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Do you see how much we sacrifice for ungrateful listeners? I'm joking. We love you.
and we still bring you this awesome content. So anyway, we're going to take a break, listen to some ads, and we'll be back in like a minute or two. For listeners, or for you guys, a few minutes, but for
Okay,
listeners,
it's just like,
a minute
shit.
or two.
You're on the
So,
clock. 120 seconds. Go.
Yeah, go. All right, we'll be back. We're back. Hello again. Welcome back to Alien. So, what would the group of you like to do? The station's been rocked by the black hole. You've just encountered a perfected who has implanted a demand that they want this thing called the 26 Draconis strain. You've encountered an alien creature that you've killed, but almost ripped off one of your sergeant's limbs. And Jerry has just messaged you guys from the ship saying Drabakowski's disappeared, and he's gone after her, supposedly headed to Mother. And there are still fires raging throughout the decks. Needless to say, there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
What would you like to do? Also,
Yeah, well-
I should point out, for one of you who got that special story card, we won't reveal who it is. As soon as you got that, there was this throbbing in your head. You gain a point of stress. As you get accustomed to it, the throbbing begins to get less intense as you kind of orient yourself to the station and your proximity to what you think you're looking for. You still have that stress point right now, but that may go away if you can get a little closer.
Didn't see anyone jump at their mouse to move and add that stress point, but okay.
Ah.
Alright.
People are being smart, Sean. They're on camera. They know.
Yeah,
I'll add this stress point
I was
later.
waiting for someone. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
It's a trick. Yeah.
Clever girl.
So
Just shows up in the chat log blank. Added a stress point.
yeah, and for
God
that individual that has that pounding in your head, once you orient yourself, that pounding seems very rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat.
Almost like Kanye West's new song.
Ooh.
I haven't heard the song, but get your coat.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yee. Whatever the fucking goes by.
All right, what is it going to be, gentlemen? How would you like to proceed?
Well, I guess we can head off, start ascending the station through the central, shaft. And, I guess I would like to phone in and see if I can get Gray on the ship, and if there's
sure.
any update on, like, the umbilical sort of thing that we had discussed, and/or I don't know if that's gonna matter for this one, because we're still trying to get to, like, C and B past the stupid radiation BS, but
He says, well, with unfortunately, without a suit, I cannot take the umbilical through the vacuum of space to attach it. And unfortunately, Captain, there are a few other problems that appear to be popping up. That strange growth you described that you encountered, I think something like that is now on the set arena.
Oh no.
Oh, great.
That's bad.
So I would implore you and suggest to please hurry so that we can try to cut the ship loose. It seems like it's... And he stops for a moment as if perhaps he's thinking of a term. He says, merging with Erebus.
Well,
That'll make it difficult to leave.
Yeah.
Which I want to do as soon as possible.
I'll do what I can on my end, but I'm only one set of hands, Captain.
well, if things work out well, we might have some other sets of hands for him. The inmates, quote unquote.
Yeah, do you call up the inmates? We'll assume you have maybe a Vox to, or Vox, goddammit, a comms to Wix, or a radio or something. Do any of you update her? Because at this point, it's probably been a good 10, 15 minutes or so, maybe even longer, since you guys left them down there. If not for your little detour with the alien, you guys should have already been up to ops at this point, so...
Yeah, that's true. I suppose I can... Yeah, I would call in with an update. It's like, we met some resistance on the way up the station. Is everything A-okay on your end?
Yeah, so far so good. But, yeah, let's move it along.
Okay, sit tight. Keep me updated. And I just, like, motion for everybody to keep going. Like,
Was I able to get like
There's some
sample
prep
stuff
out
from this from the Deacon?
Yeah, you got samples, and I have our biggest cat, who's rarely on camera. So hold on, let's get him up here. This is
Look
Lonan.
at that.
Look at
Fucking
this
chonker.
giant cat. Look at how big he is.
That is a
Hey, Barter.
That is a. Look, he just keeps going and going and going.
big.
That's a long cat.
This is a
Yeah.
20. This is
That's a long cat right
This
there.
cat is almost 25 pounds.
That
Right,
cat
big
could
guy.
take down a nuclear submarine.
Yeah, he's a good
That,
boy.
that cat could take down a toddler. Okay. Just
Good. Take him all
right
down.
out from under him.
Take
Yeah.
him all down. Look at that cat. Look at that.
And
fucking-
eat it too.
Yeah,
Uh,
look at that.
Not surprising since cats are, pretty vicious.
This guy's not vicious. He likes to lay right next to the chair, and I swear, every single time I move and more of his hair gets chopped off of his tail by the chair, because he lays like right under it. And he hasn't
Yeah.
learned. He hasn't learned.
It's not hurting him. I guess he doesn't care.
I mean, he gets up and leaves and looks at me with a very disgusted look on his face, but no, he's a good boy.
Chris, with that communication between Captain and Gray, would we have all heard that? The merging portion?
Yes.
Okay, so I think Navarre would kind of tap the captain on the shoulder and say, I think it's imperative that we get to the mother system as well. If I can get in and access any of their files on any research they're doing, maybe I can reverse that process or figure out a way from stopping it from continuing.
Oh, yeah, let's hope. We've got too much going on to be able to take basically like solve manually each time, so hopefully while we're putting out these other fires you
Does
can...
the ship need somebody
Literal.
without a suit to go work on it? Is that what they said?
Well, originally you guys were suggesting that he connect the umbilical to the station, but because the ship is now stuck in the station, and because of like the angle that it's at, someone would have to manually escort the umbilical to a nearby airlock, because you can't pilot the ship to get it next to an airlock. So someone's got to go out into space, basically do a space flight, drag the umbilical along with them, and then connect it to an airlock. And he can't do that because he doesn't have a suit. Also, he doesn't have a suit, so he can't really work on the outside of the ship because of the radiation. I mean, he's resistant to it because he's an android, but because it's extreme radiation, it's going to pile on quick. So, these repairs are probably going to take at least a couple hours. He can't be out there for a couple hours dicking around like that. He had also given you guys a list of things that he thinks he needs to fix the ship at the beginning. Do you guys still have that?
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere. Okay.
Hold on, what did I, no.
What deck is the ship off of?
You guys crashed on deck D. I'm sorry, no, deck E, the residence.
Oh, that's like right above.
I think I made a journal entry with the notes here.
Yeah, we need a thruster compression coil, some kind of either replacement batteries or recharge from the ship,
Yep.
and then heavy-duty tools and a number of people to help do the work. I think those are the main things.
Yeah, you need power cells, thruster compression coil, and more heavy-duty tools. If any of you has like a cutting torch, that's not going to do it. You need like heavy-duty like cutting torches, like industrial, massive, 2 or 3 times the size of like a hand cutting torch at this point. So?
We need to take some of the prisoners.
That was, I think,
Up,
like the
like
goal.
go look for supplies.
Well, we need to vent first, and then see if maybe we can control the synthetics from operations, or Mother maybe. So that way they're not trying to murder us on site.
Yeah, let's get up to C and see what we can find. There's not really.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys just moving straight up to C?
I think so.
Do we want to do like another spacewalk gag to avoid radiation?
Otherwise,
and/or...
you're going to go through the extreme radiation zone.
Oh.
Remember, Decky is extreme radiation and is exposed to the vacuum of space, so...
Right. But if we spacewalk, we then have to see the giant swirling eye of madness.
Pick your poison. Basically what I'm saying is there's a lot of shit going on and not a lot of time to deal with it, so figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully a space station also doesn't engage its thrusters while we're out there.
You know, I
Again.
feel like that's a good point. I feel like the spacewalk is the bad idea right now.
It'll be faster to
Think about that part.
That's a brilliant idea. Damn it, come back!
Yeah, I'm here, and then suddenly it's way the fuck over here.
Or you're,
Alright,
you're tethered to it and it drags you so hard the G-forces just snap your spine.
That's a lovely thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't recommend that one. That's a good one. I'll put that in the old GM toolbox. Isn't that right, cat? Isn't that right? You such a
Torture your
good cat.
players, yes you do.
Yeah. You gonna kill everybody? Yeah.
All right, let's go through some extreme radiation.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Extreme.
I don't even like my hair.
motocross.
It's extreme.
I don't even like my. God damn.
Get out the old rule book here for radiation rules because I don't remember. Okay, so you get 1 rad per round. So I will need everybody, because you're trying to speed through this, I'll need everybody to make a mobility test. Keep in mind, your suits may reduce your mobility. I don't know if they do or not. Some of them do. So check that in like the description. Or just everybody roll before you check. Fucking cheaters.
Okay. Well, I mean, you were, in the process of saying it when I clicked, so shit.
Well, maybe listen before you start pressing buttons, bro.
Sounds like
Provides
cringe, but
limited
okay.
range of mobility.
Does it say anything else?
No.
Okay, because some of them will actually give you a penalty. So if it doesn't give you a penalty, then you should be fine.
I figured Foundry's amazing and we'll just, calculate it anyway.
I don't know
7
if it
dice,
does or
no
not.
successes.
It might.
I will.
Mobile.
Every
There
item
we go.
normally does have associated modifiers with it if they affect anything.
That is true.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I don't see that. Okay, so
Yeah, I've got.
all right. Well, anywho, so what I was going to say before everybody started throwing dice all over the digital table is that if you'll need a mobility test to get through this in 1 round. You're taking 1 rad no matter what. But if you don't pass mobility test, it's going to take you an extra round to get through here. So, with that being said, did anybody fail their mobility test?
I sure did.
Okay. So if you failed, you're going to take 2 rad points.
Son of a-
Actually, I have 2 successes here. Could I use a stunt to give 1 success to another PC in the same situation as me?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it depends what he rolled on his panic, though, because I think somebody panicked.
I did. I have a tremble now.
Okay, so that doesn't just, you don't stop in place, but you're at -2 agility. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, Navarre, you start going through, and you're older. Everybody's a little bit quicker and more spry than you. The suit's big and bulky, and you miss maybe a grab as you're floating across one of the rooms, and then you start moving in a different direction. You try to hit the thruster on the thing, and you hit the wrong one. But Lugar reaches out, grabs you. You do the cool predator arm grab, drags you back in, and gets you back on the ladder. So you only take 1 rad point then.
I've got 2 stunts
excellent.
too, in case anyone else failed.
Anybody else fail? I think everybody else passed.
Then
Okay.
you just look really cool.
Ooh,
Damn it.
Sajaad takes a
fuck.
point of damage from the rad. Did everybody else roll their rad?
Yes.
Yes.
I see 1, 2, 3. I see 4 rolls. Somebody not roll?
I didn't. How do you roll rad?
Just at the point and should put it in
It
there.
rolls automatically.
Okay.
There you go.
So just the sergeant, feeling a little sickly. Also, what do you do with the cat?
Is it trying to follow me into the spacewalk?
Oh, he's been following you the whole time, man.
Is there like a little cat spacesuit we could put him in?
No, but he'll fit in one of your suits.
All right, fucking throw him in.
Okay. So we see the cat up against you in the helmet, right?
He's like
Clawing.
kneading your
Clawing,
face right now.
That's
I'm
why.
clawing at my mask.
That's why you're getting rad points. You can't see where you're going.
Yeah. He's making biscuits on my face.
Cat, we're about to get radiation, man. Knock it the fuck off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wonder what the cat's resistance to radiation.
Cat
is.
rad.
He doesn't get rads. I wouldn't do
nice.
that to the poor cat. Come on.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Cat's as healthy as can be.
Radiation free.
Well, you guys get through, exposing yourselves minimally, making your way past E-Deck, and you guys are just going straight to operations, correct? Or, I'm sorry, we're going to C-Deck first?
See
I think we're-
deck,
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go past Deck D, Reception and Sciences, which you guys didn't really stop at much last time. Make your way up to C-Deck, where we will put everyone's tokens. Now, is everybody stopping here, or is some of the team continuing on up to B-Deck?
We can't vent unless we know that our ally is not going to be in the one of the places we're venting, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Probably a
looking
good
for
idea.
Javikowski on C, so
Okay.
I would
Yeah.
I would stay here.
I would like to check, the computer system as well. Although I think if we could get 1 or 2 people to continue on, like I don't know, Lark and Hedenstrom,
Sure.
would you two be able to vent deck I or whatever it was we were just talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we could also vent like the corrections where the warden is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely that one.
So when we vent, does it like shoot them out into space, or does it just open air ducts and suck all the oxygen out?
Well, the idea is that you open up all the airlocks and all the doors on that deck, or at least to where the fire is, because you can control which doors open and close or which airlocks. So in theory, you can vent different sections at a time, not just the entire deck. And you probably wouldn't want to, because obviously that's dangerous. But two, you don't know what's in there. There might be other stuff you guys don't want necessarily get sucked into space. And also, 3, it's going to take longer for the system to replenish oxygen in those areas. So the less sections you vent, the better, because then the system and the station will have less problems and less stuff. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So we want to systematically do it in the smallest areas we can.
Yeah, and from ops, you should be able to tell where all the fires are. So, with that in mind, are Hedenstrom and Lark going to continue on to Deck B?
Sure.
And the cat?
Yeah. Hedenstrom.
Sure.
Okay, so we will get rid of you guys. And you guys can go up to Deck B, which you're still there. Let me get rid of them. Sajaad, Navarre. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I
Don't-
vent Deck E.
Don't vent E. We're gonna see if we can override the Joes from Mother, and if they're on our or if they stop murdering people, I think we can handle the rest of the situation more diplomatically.
Okay.
Okay. So, ultimately, what happens is Sajaad, Navarre, and Lugar, the three of you stop at Deck C, the Health and Wellness Center. You get out of the central shaft and make your way into this central room where you can see there are a couple doors that lead into various rooms. Directly opposite, I think. I'm sorry, ahead of you, you see there's a double set of doors according to the map schematics you have that lead into the Mother Chamber. I assume all three of you go towards Mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I would. Navarre is definitely going in.
All right.
Yeah.
I think you're still panicked here. We can get rid of that. Enough time has passed at this point. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You get to inside Mother, and it is a small room, similar to the one that we see in Alien when Captain Dallas goes into the Mother room. But this one is on a balcony. It's a balcony that sits over a coolant pit for the life support systems that you can see here. But it still has a lot of the walls where all the blinking lights would be. However, it is dark. There are none of the typical blinking lights you would see in a Mother system here. And instead, you can see that there is a bit of black smoke coming out. It's not active. You guys can tell it's not from a fire, but it looks like maybe there was a fire at some point. When you guys open the door, you can see both of your companions, Drabakowski and Dr. Jiri, are here. It sounds like they might be talking and or arguing. But when you get in here, you can see there's a central chair in the center of the Mother Station. You can see the glow of the coolant below you guys on all three sides, because like I said, it's on a balcony. And you can see there is a black charred body in the chair. And all of you gain a point of stress when you see this body. It has been torched. Upon further inspection, it's a little malformed. Can't quite tell the identity, but something about it looks off. And you can hear Jiri saying, like, Dr. Drabakowski, you can't go off like that. You can't go by yourself. It's way too dangerous. So I'll be fine. She's kind of just brushing him off, and she's trying to work on the Mother system. And he's like, whatever it is you're trying to find, it's not that important. We need to stay together, or at least on the ship. We can't just be going off one by one. And she's kind of just ignoring him or trying to play like the tough guy. She seems like she's a little bit better since you guys last saw her. Obviously enough time has passed where she's probably healed up, but that is what you are greeted by. And then Jiri sees the three of you walking in, and he greets you all.
I concur with Dr. Jiri. Don't you know we've come across hostile life forms in here on the ship, on the station?
She looks over to you, Sergeant. She says, And with all due respect, Sergeant, not much has been done since we got here. We need to find out what's happened and we need to leave. I think sticking together in a group is not helping our time frame here. Simply want to help and get out of here.
Navarre would kind of lean next to Drabakowski and catch her gaze and say, well, at least tell me you were, at least tell me you were carrying iron while you were fishing around in here.
She kind of looks at you a little strangely. She says, not quite. No, nothing like that. And, she, goes back to kind of perusing through the mother system. What, Sergeant and Captain, what are you guys doing?
This only has one entrance and one exit, so I'm guarding that while I'm scowling at Drabakowski being so reckless.
Yeah, her back is to you. She doesn't even seem to notice or care.
So was this worth you going off and risking being snapped in half by a synth that's gone crazy? Is there any hope for Mother?
If you would all give me a moment to look through it, I'll tell you in a moment.
Navarre would add, it's always good to have a backup plan, just in case things go south.
She gives you another kind of arched eyebrow, and then goes back to what she's doing. Captain, are you doing anything particular?
I guess I'm gonna ask Jiri, have you taken a look at the corpse in the chair here? What happened there?
Yeah, he looks a little shooken up by that when he kind of looks back at it. Drabakowski's not paying it too much attention, and he says, I just got here moments before you did. I haven't checked it yet. And he looks over at it. He's got kind of like a disgusted look on his face, because you can tell this person, they're partially like melted. They look almost like they're kind of fused to the chair. They are charred. Burn body is not a pleasant experience, and the stench fills the room. You can see that's where the smoke was coming off, and it's accumulated up in the ceiling of the room. Once you open the door, it kind of comes out and wafts out a little bit. But yeah, it's disgusting.
Do we know it's human?
Are you gonna take a look over it more closely?
Well, I'm just wondering for analysis, because I think analysis is specifically for like alien tech or alien creatures.
I'll let you do analysis here. There might be some information you can get from it.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So
In the
we'll give that a
meantime,
shot.
I'm gonna turn away from the corpse because I don't like it either, and look over Drabkowski's shoulder because I'm interested in what's going on in the terminal.
All right. What you got, Navarre?
One success.
You're up to 5 stress again already? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude, I'm old and everything sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's how it goes.
You literally just rested and within 30 minutes, just boom. Awesome.
Well, yeah, I was already on 2. I was on 1 the moment the deacon showed up, and then 2 after the first round. So. All
right. So, you've passed. What do you want to ask with your question?
So, I suppose, is it human or alien, or I suppose if it's human, did something alien happen to it?
All right. So you take a closer look at this thing. You're leaning in. You're looking over it, and it looks human. It's bipedal. The face is a distorted mess. Looks like it died in extreme pain. It is very clearly dead, by the way. You do notice as you're going through this, you see what looks like a half-melted plastic ID card that you've probably saw like on Stykes and like the security androids, or at least on Crash, because he was like a named android. So you know it's like an ID tag for the station. As you look at this body, you can definitely tell it's been melted to the chair, and you see there are parts of it that don't look human. You see one of its arms looks way longer than the other, like it's distended, and you can see the back of the head, even though part of it is like fused to the chair, it looks a little bit larger, more bulbous, or perhaps elongated than a human head. Not by much, but enough to tell that it doesn't look normal. The face is too much of a mess, but it's got this horrible expression of pain and like a scream on it. And, you know, most of its clothes are just melted into its skin or completely fried off. As you look closer, you know, you instinctively look at that plastic ID card, and you can only tell there's part of it that's visible. This is one of the science officers from Erebus, a man by the name of Clerk.
Oh. Well, Navarre would relay all this, like, kind of like he's, like doing an autopsy, like he's saying these notes out loud, you know.
And I will point out, for those that may have not remembered, Clerk is the guy you were supposed to meet with, according to Bishop's briefing at the very beginning.
I think they said he brought the meteor aboard originally as well.
He did not. The warden apparently authorized that. But I will remind you all, you did discover a note of Clerk's on the computer system in Ops.
Said that
where
they did bring it.
Yeah, it was dated and time-stamped, and his note was something along the lines of, anomaly that was pulled from the black hole's gravitational field has been brought aboard to deck G, and he was heading down there to go check it out. And
Deck G Terminal 1.
Yep, and Wix confirmed that something was brought aboard, and that's when shit started getting weird. Real weird. So yes, you can tell this is what is left of Officer Clerk.
Alright,
And
yeah, Navarre would be relaying all this.
As you are, you hear Drabakowski bangs her head against the desk. Damn it! This piece of garbage. She says, no power, can't get in. We need to reset the circuit breaker.
Where's that?
She, like, leans over, and you can see her eyes looking down on the backside of the terminal. And she points, and you can tell that she's pointing somewhere in the coolant.
Can you walk me through it?
She nods. Very simple. There's a closed, locked switch behind panel. Flip that. Might take a few moments to get it reconfigured, but pretty straightforward.
Sergeant Sajaad sighs and looks at the captain. Hold on to this. And she hands you her shotgun.
You don't want to take the shotgun into liquid?
I'm good.
You want to take your electric shotgun into underwater? Are you sure? Okay.
Smart tactic.
Just, I mean, I thought it'd be kind of cool, but I guess you don't want to have fun, so...
That is how some superheroes are born. You're right. But
I'm waiting for the radioactive alien to bite me and give me superpowers.
Xeno Man.
Dude, that's the next alien series from Marvel, Xeno Man.
Xeno Man, yeah. Great. Can't wait.
Okay.
I'm still wearing my Evo, so
That
I
is
go down the steps.
my question. You have your full Evo suit on, which is good, because as you start stepping into this coolant pit, your suit readings are indicating that it is at 4 degrees Celsius.
Right on.
But I'm
It's
going to...
warmer than space, though, right?
I was going to say, I assume space is colder. It's also darker. That Spinal Tap reference there, you know it. It's like space, only darker. It's colder than space. No, it's space is colder. So I would assume your suit will protect you here. However, you do realize that you basically have to submerge yourself entirely to get a good look at this thing. And because the coolant is kind of murky, you've got to go under the surface to get the lights from your suit close enough. It's kind of like that scene in The Abyss when they're cutting the wire to the bomb. Like, you can see it, but you can't make out many details. Like, is it the red wire or the black wire? And they look the same. That's the right movie, right? The Abyss? I got that right? I hope so. Anyway.
Sounds right, sure. According to Google, space is minus 270 degrees to 453. So I think 4 is probably okay.
Is that Celsius or Fahrenheit that you're telling us?
Celsius.
Okay.
Yeah, minus 270.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. 453 Fahrenheit or minus 270 Celsius.
Okay, yeah. 4 is greater than negative 270. I learned that in school. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure your suit makes you good to go. So you don't have to worry about freezing. Don't have to worry about drowning. With that in mind...
as far as... I'm a soldier. Well, I'm not a soldier, but I'm a security person, not a scientist. So if it's fit for space, it's obviously fit for underwater. That makes sense.
Okay. However, I think this is an appropriate time, since you are actually in your suit and utilizing it, to make an air roll.
Touche.
I assume everybody else is not actually in their full enclosed suit. You just have your suit on. I'll take that as a yes from all your no answers whatsoever.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think while we're here, yes. I think yeah. Briefly, while sailing through the radioactive zone, I would have kept the helmet on.
Well, obviously, because that's the vacuum of space, too.
Yeah, that's true. Because that was exposed.
Yeah. So then, you know what? Everybody make another air roll for that. So, Scaarr, in addition, make a second air roll for when you guys went through the vacuum of space.
Right. Sergeant Sajaad starts playing All Out of Love by Air Supply.
Oh, there it goes down again. Okay,
Sajaad.
for the most part, you guys are doing good. I will need one from Navarre and one from Hedenstrom, please. When you guys...
I rolled.
Oh, you did?
I thought I did. I clicked it. Did it not?
I got one.
Just threw that one down now.
No, there's none from
I
Hedenstrom.
thought it clicked. Okay.
It might have, yeah. Sometimes it doesn't do it. That's fine.
Bastards.
Can't be perfect. Uh-oh. Eric.
Oh,
What happens?
shit.
Somebody... Oh, Scaarr? There you
Here's
are.
me.
Okay.
I lost
Whoa!
2 air. That's because the
Hedenstrom.
cat's sucking in all my fucking oxygen. This is bullshit.
You gotta roll bonus dice because he's eating up the
Breathing for
oxygen
2
too.
now.
Yeah.
Like it rolls right to itself.
Oh, that is
Hey,
perfect.
making biscuits takes a lot of breathing.
Okay. So, okay, then I assume when you guys are in the station, you don't have your suit enclosed. So, anyway, Sajaad, that's it. You go under the water. You can tell it's cold, but you don't feel it all. You see this. I need you to make a heavy machinery roll, please.
Oh, wrong person. Do that. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll give you a bonus die because we'll say what's Drabakowski is walking you through it. You
Okay.
don't necessarily need it here, though. But roll the extra 1 anyway in case you get another 6.
No.
Ooh, almost. Okay, so you stress, but you keep it together. So she's like, all right, do you see the panel?
Yes.
All right. Need you to open the glass. You, give it a tug, it doesn't open. She's like, well, then just smash the damn thing. So pound it maybe with your stun baton. You crack it open.
My shock baton, yeah, I turn the shock on. Shock it.
Got him. So you do that, and she's like, "All right, now do you see the breaker switch?"
Yes.
All right, flip it from whatever A to B or whatever it is. So I need another heavy machinery roll.
Fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It's one heavy machinery roll, but it takes 3 rounds. So no big deal. So yeah, you open it, you flip it, and then she says, "All right, now you'll see secondary switch, or the pump that to the reprime system." So you do that, and then you see her typing away, and then all of you up there eventually hear Mother kind of hum back to life. You see the lights begin to all flash on all these panels, and we're greeted with a very similar scene to the first Alien film, minus the fact that you've got the glow of the coolant, but the whole area begins to light up. And eventually, Sajaad comes back through the surface, and the coolant kind of steaming off of you because it's so cold. And as you get back up onto the platform, you can see you guys have it back online. Meanwhile, up on Deck B, Hedenstrom and Dr. Lark, you guys make your way to the familiar ops section. What would you like to do while you're here?
Has anything changed up here?
Doesn't look like it.
That's good.
There's no sign of the creature you first saw. The crack in the observation window doesn't appear to have gotten any bigger.
Okay. I'm gonna look for where the warden is on his tracking. I assume he has a tracker too.
Yes, pretty much everybody on the station does. Let me double check here. Looks like he is still down on Deck F.
Okay. So I guess we'll start venting the sections of the areas around the flame that don't have people with them, as far as we know.
Are you starting with Deck F? Or which deck are you
Yeah.
starting with?
We'll start with Deck F. It was the medical wing for the inmates.
It was the medical wing, and then the
Inmate infirmary,
one cell block has it as well, where they were like
Yeah,
throwing people.
those guys are dead, so yeah.
Okay.
We'll vent those.
All right. So all of you can probably hear some sort of warning go throughout the system. If we were back on Deck F, we would see red flashing lights, warning, venting about to begin. And, do you want to vent? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Are you
Yes.
really sure? Yes.
Yes. Override.
And, give me a Comtech roll, because
Shit.
this is probably not something you do on a daily basis, so you probably don't know exactly how to vent a space station. Well, you don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. 3, 6, 7, 11 dice.
So,
All I rolled was 1.
Dr. Lark, you see, perhaps it gets to the point you're about to vent, and it's like, are you sure? And you see Hedenstrom's hand starts to shake a little bit as he's about to press the button, and he can't bring himself to do it.
Okay, so then I'll push it for him.
All right. Give me a Comtech roll as well, please.
Good old sense. I always knew you guys had it in you.
Ah, no.
All right. That's okay. You don't have to.
Push it?
Why is it saying to push?
Yeah.
Something get fucked up on your character sheet? Oh, you have the thing selected. You shouldn't. You're still an android. That has not changed.
Oh.
Yeah, because there's a thing on your character sheet to make it where you can still pretend to be human. But, so, yeah, doesn't matter. So, that's fine. That was just to get you maybe some bonus information. But you probably know what you're doing. So, you go to vent, and you vent that section. You're able to vent both of those fires and get rid of them. So Deck F is now free of fire. However, Well, what do you do next after that?
Is there like a feed of information for things that are like failing on the station?
There is. Yeah, so you can go to the holo station, and that's still lit up. You can see it shows, the 3D model, the hologram of where everything is damaged. So it shows that the set arena is still in Deck E, and there is still fire on Deck G. I'll actually reveal the fire for you now. So if you want to go to those decks, you'll see the token. I'm also going to reveal there's areas that show radiation.
And we still haven't like figured out where this radiation was coming from?
No. Can't tell. There's also some new ones here in Terminal 1. You see there's no gravity. Excuse me.
Oh, that's a cool token. Okay.
Just a little... I had like rocks falling in there's something in Heart of Darkness where there's like collapsed areas, so I just use those.
Nice.
My token maker isn't working right now, so I can't make new tokens. And then Deck H, there's also some radiation that I'll reveal for you. Mostly on the same side as where the fires are.
Okay.
One on the north side as well.
Did we figure out if the fires being near the distillery tanks is really bad?
You're not sure. You haven't really looked into exactly... All you guys know is that that's where the plasma goes to be stored and distilled. So
probably need to vent that next.
Probably bad if that also catches fire.
Yeah, that was the
next,
plan,
yeah.
which is why we evacuated people to the deck above so we could vent.
There's also radiation. I'll just show you on the other decks as well. I'll reveal all that because you're up here on the system. So, Deck I has radiation. It's a small deck. It's the whole deck. I believe that's
Thermal plasma sinks.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's it for the whole station. So.
Okay. I think.
And then I'll put. I don't know where to put it on the minor map here. I'll do as much as I can though. Deck
I think
I.
probably venting Deck H around the distillery tanks. Probably our best bet.
Okay.
Since we don't know if those will explode.
So, because of your failures on your Comtech tests, when you try to go vent another section, it gives you an error and it locks you out, and it will not allow you to vent any further.
Can I use a story point to override this with some hacker man abilities?
Oh, look at that! Sure. Where do you want to vent next?
Definitely Deck H with the exploding plasma tanks.
Okay. Yes. And this one, it's probably because it's like, multiple life forms detected. Please enter override code. And you enter like something and it doesn't let you. That's what locks you out. But then you're like, oh, wait, maybe I'll try like this generic override code that I know. And it works. And you're able to do that. So all of the fires on the starboard side are put out. So let me...
Great.
Whoops, that is the wrong token. Let me...
Was the override code welcome one? FYI for anybody watching, listening, or playing who want to break into someone's computer or bring down an entire corporation, 90% of people's password is welcome one.
Yeah.
Sure as fuck ain't mine. Then again, I'm not 90% of people, am I?
Yeah.
All
you
right.
are 1 out of 7 billion. Whatever that percentage is.
Yeah. Okay. The fires are out. The distillery tanks are no longer in danger of catching fire and exploding.
Thank God.
Looks like... so that was... What deck is that? Deck H, the factory complex. That's
Yeah.
done. And deck D, the corrections. But I believe deck G still has some fires, and deck I does, because remember the fire did spread earlier. I just don't have a token there because it wasn't originally on fire. So
But we're still locked out.
you'd have to do another test to do the next decks if you wish to do so.
Okay. Dr. Lark, I'm feeling a little jittery. Can you give me like a pep talk or something?
We're doing this for the right reason. We're trying to save these people.
Yeah. We really are. Okay.
That's the whole pep talk. I love it.
Okay. If we lose a few, we lose a few. This is for the best.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I'll
took a
give you-
bit of a darker turn. Yeah.
The greater good.
Hey man, you want to make an omelet? You got to break a few eggs. Wow, that is
you
zero
only
successes.
get one stress back.
I really, yeah, that makes sense with that dark pep talk. Okay,
Yeah, hey man, people die. I don't know what to tell you, kid. Just hold the doll.
Dr. Lark's a towel main.
Either we're gonna blow up the whole ship, or we're gonna lose a few.
Oh wow, a lot of pressure. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
So we've still got them on deck I and deck E, you said?
Yes.
G.
Oh, G?
I put it on the side view. If you go to the side
Oh.
view.
Oh, side view.
Yeah, I think that's G, right?
It is alphabetical. I'll move them over though so you can see. Yeah, deck G and deck I.
Okay,
I need to
yeah,
go through the main concourse, so probably G.
probably
next.
G. Yeah, okay. So we'll go with G.
All right.
We'll do, am I still panicking?
Yes, that unless Lark does a command test, that will last for 15 minutes a turn.
Oh.
But agility doesn't affect Comtech right now, right?
Well,
I believe Comtech is wits,
yeah. Yeah.
And I
okay.
can give you an assist for a
Yeah.
+1.
unless you're
Yeah.
trying to agilely decode the computer.
No, not trying to agilely do that. Just trying to not fuck this up.
Oh,
There we go.
Damn! Look at those
Easy.
successes.
All
What would
right,
you like to
hold
use
on,
your
let
stunts for?
me- Yeah, let's take a look.
Probably do some fancy
Um,
stuff here.
I'll gain a +1 modification to a later roll
Okay.
relating to this one.
Okay.
Do it in half the time.
Okay. I'll tell you what, if you want, rather than +1 to a roll, you can, because now that you've done this multiple times, you can use one of your successes, just automatically do deck I as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, easy.
Okay.
And then get new or unexpected info.
Oh, okay. So let me put these out on the other decks.
I
Okay,
give
so,
a hearty high five to Dr. Lark. Like, yeah. Ugh.
all right. Okay. Deck I and deck G no longer have fires. So, you managed to put the fires out in every single deck. You managed to then see that it's no longer in the main shaft of the station where the set arena crashed, and it looks like all sources of fire have been eliminated. So, the station is no longer burning.
We're not dead yet, boys. No matter how hard we try.
Unexpected information that you get. Is there anything particular you're trying to get, or you just want me to throw something out there for you?
Ooh. Trying to find like the source of this radiation. What's going on with this?
Okay, well, it's a stunt, and it lets you do this. So I will say it takes a little while. You're trying to figure it out, and you notice as you're going through these decks, you notice that the radiation. So what you do is you see there's radiation where you saw that first growth in the main shaft. Then you notice it where you guys saw that other growth down in the main concourse, right when you went through that main central room.
Yeah.
You start to realize you see like the same readings. You then can find, either with cameras or you figure something out with the system, that there is there seems to be similar growths wherever there's the radiation.
Okay. So radiation is a sign that there's a growth nearby.
That's what it seems to indicate. Also, you also get I gotta check my other notes, which of course I closed. All right, back to blinding notes. Oh my
You
god,
have
it's
3 monitors. Why did you close it?
Oh, I had it on the same tab as this one.
Oh, okay. Rip.
Oh my god, it's blinding.
See your face.
I know, it
Just
just
literally-
lights up. Where is... Did I have it in here the whole time? Hold on.
I think we all just need to do what Kyle's doing and have like nice little candle lit
Yeah.
lighting.
When we're in the new place, we're gonna do something.
Been
By
slowly
that-
swapping all my like notepad, web browsers and junk over to dark mode so that when I swap tabs it doesn't like.
Yep.
It just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Shame
have
on you,
everything on dim.
Google, for not having a
Yeah.
fucking dark mode. Unbelievable.
Also, boys, these smart bulbs have a Wi-Fi enabled system on it, so I customized an Alien playlist, and it's basically like flickering blue and green lights.
I love it.
Oh, that's cool.
Need to
Love
teach,
that.
teach me, master. Okay, Sean, I'll tell you this. I'll give you a choice here.
Yeah.
As you're going through,
Mhm.
you notice there appears to be... You recognize like a electronic signature that matches the file where you guys ultimately found that note from Clerk in Ops about the object. You notice similar files that appear to be stored on several different decks. So, you're unable to access them. It seems you have to actually get to these terminals on these specific decks, but it looks like you can access them there physically. Can't do it remotely, but I will tell you
Okay.
the decks.
Yeah.
There's something on the main concourse, something on the correction module, something in the astrometric observatory, something in the engineer's office, and also looks like there's something stored on both the mother and the daughter systems.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I will, calm my buddies down messing with the mother-daughter system. Hey, guys, it just took a lot of work with Dr. Lark and I. We cleared all the fires out. We're really putting in a lot of work here that's not actually part of our day job. But, well, researching some extra stuff, that clerk, he left a number of different notes throughout the station. Some of them seem to be on the mother-daughter terminal you guys are accessing. Can you see if you could find that?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
I'll hop on the terminal and see what I can find.
Okay, do you guys inform the two of them that you found Clerk?
Yeah, I think we do want to mention that. He's been killed by some kind of fire, it looks like. Navarre, anything
What
to add
fire?
there?
Yeah, I guess we should start with Navarre. Do you explain what you've discovered? Because you're actually examining the corpse. Other than its web.
Kyle, that's you.
Kyle,
Sorry, come again.
do you reveal to everyone what you discovered upon examining Clerk's body?
Oh, absolutely. I think while Navarre was looking over the body, like I said, he would be sort of narrating stuff out loud, like it's almost an autopsy. And then upon discovering the badge, would kind of, I guess, rip it off the charred body and be like, I think we found our contact.
All right. You actually can't rip it off because it's fused to the flesh.
Oh. Oh. I'll point at it then.
But Hedenstrom, you will gain a point of stress when you hear this and discover that your contact you were supposed to meet with is no longer alive. Appears to have died in some sort of gruesome way.
Thanks, man. Cool.
Everybody else.
Yeah, it's really gross. You should see it.
As this is going on, Captain, you're standing over Drabakowski's shoulder as she's trying to get the into the mother system. Once it fires up, she starts looking through. Give me an observation test, Lugar.
Keep them together.
Okay.
We have 2 successes there.
All right. Would you like to use your stunt for... Well, I'll tell you what you see first. Then you tell me if you want to use your stunt for anything else. So, you see, as she is clicking through, looks like she is fairly competent when it comes to a computer. She says, after you say your thing about clerk's notes, Hedenstrom, you hear Drabakowski say, "One moment, I'll check." And then she does, in fact, pull up 2 notes, which I will put in the chat here. The first one reads September 14th, 2185, which you can tell the time on the first note you got was September 12th. So this is 2 days later. So September 14th, 2185, 602 hours. Station-wide blackout when object was connected to power. Stykes lost his shit. Wix's conscripts played nice. No riot. Power restored. Querying object's emergency beacon for transponder to pulse. We'll assume that, excuse me, Drabakowski is reading this out to you guys. The second one is on the same day. Oops, I can't control V. Same day at 918 hours, so a few hours later. Beacon activated. Object identified as Charon. Science boat attached to the USCSS Cronus. Abandoned in system 74 years ago. Mother says Cronus mission classified. Daughter looking deeper. As this is happening, Lugar, you notice when she's clicking through things, you see something very quickly, which you can tell she probably hesitates and hovers over, looks at it, and then quickly moves on. You see something that says Project Ironfish. What would you like to use your stunt for?
So for that, I guess there's a stunt that's how do I get in? Because would it be like, can I take a look at what Project Ironfish is and if it's relevant here?
You wouldn't have to use a stunt for that. You can tell just by how she's going through things that it could probably be accessed from Mother. But she
Okay.
seems to quickly like switch to a different screen. So you can use your stunt for something else if there's something else you want to ask.
Yeah, I guess we have this objects emergency beacon would be the emergency beacon of the science boat. Abandoned the system 74 years ago. I don't know if I have other questions there. I guess if they found the science, is the science boat the like meteor thing that we're kind of talking about? That our MacGuffin here? That's in Terminal 1?
You'll have to access Mother yourself to actually search around, because it's a one-person terminal, so only Drabikowski's accessing it. But, maybe. But you'd have to access Mother yourself or ask her to look that up for you. So...
Okay.
This is, keep in mind, this is a stunt on your observation test when you're watching her click through the computer. So you can't really access anything yourself because she's the one doing it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was... Because the stunts for observation are like, is it coming for me? Are there more of them close by? How do I get in past...
Yeah, well, if there's anything else you want to ask,
I want...
considering it's based on your observation test.
I guess so. It's like, observing Drabikowski, I maybe would just ask her, it's like, what's Project Iron Fish?
She, give me a wits roll, straight, no stress.
How do you do that? Can I alt-click?
When you write, you can do the stress modifier and just subtract your stress.
No.
She says, I'm not sure.
That's fine. And, I guess I ask her to stand aside and I'll take a quick look at the terminal here.
Okay. Well, I think that is where we'll end for tonight.
Oh.
As we'll see how she responds and what happens next week now that we've discovered Project Ironfish, which clearly is nothing to consider or worry about in any way, shape, or form.
Why would we worry?
No, not at all. She's acting totally normal. There's nothing suspicious to see here. So, yeah. Why would an NPC be doing weird shit? Don't worry about it, okay?
Yeah, fine.
All right. Well, that's what we have for you tonight, listeners. This was a good session. I feel like we got some cool information. Starting to poke around with our agendas, and the fires are finally out, so the imminent destruction of the station is no longer an issue. Well done. However, you have like 10 other problems to deal with. So
Easy though.
Yeah.
Easy. I mean, we killed.
And
that
Navarre
beacon
still
instantly.
lives.
No problem. Somehow. Well, okay, Navarre lives because he's apparently a fucking spec ops agent.
he's a badass, yeah.
15
talking
dice.
All right. Well, that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Fellas, thanks for playing along tonight. It's been a blast. I already wish it was next Saturday. This is really the highlight of my week, as always, but especially because we're playing Aliens. So thanks for playing along. And folks and listeners and watchers, we will see you next time. Same time, same place. Nighty-night.